Good morning kids, I am Teacher Lance and I'm going to be your teacher for today and for the rest of the semester. So today we're going to study science and the topic that we will discuss will be features of living and non-living things. Okay, as we can see in our surroundings, there's a lot of things. There are houses, there are trees, there are flowers, there are dogs. There are also birds, cars, and clouds. So, there's a lot of different things in our surroundings. And some of them are living things and some of them are non-living things. So, in this lesson, we will discuss more and we will discover what are the things that we can see in a living thing and what are the things that we can see in a non-living thing. But the first thing that we will discuss first will be the key features of living things. So, here we go. Number 1, they have to breathe or else they will die. Living things have to breathe air. Inhale and exhale so that we could survive and we could live. Not breathing for a few minutes will make us die. So we should always breathe. Number 2, they need food and water for living. Living things need to eat food and drink water so that we could survive and we could live. Number 3, they can move themselves freely. Living things can move and some of them can even go from place to place. Number 4, they breed for their young. Number 5, they grow. They become bigger and bigger. Number 6, they react to stimuli. Number 7, they get rid of body waste. So let's discuss them one by one. Number 1, living things need air, food, and water for living. As we can see the giraffe here, it is eating leaves. And the zebra is breathing through their nose just like us. And the plants need water in order to live. So, those living things need air, water, and food for their living. Science fact: humans and animals need air for living, while plants need to draw out some gases from the air for making food. So, without air, living things will all die. Number 2, living things react to stimuli. Oh no! We will discuss it now. The first one, millipedes curl its body when touched. So as we can observe, when we see a millipede and try to touch it, it automatically coils itself into circle. Number 2 example, plants bend themselves towards the light. As we can see here, the plants are bending themselves wherever the sunlight is. So that is how they respond to sunlight. They bend towards it. Next example, a cat hisses at a dog to keep it away. So the reaction of the cat towards a dog is that it hisses. And the cat does that in order to protect itself from harm. For the next example, a mimosa pudica folds its leaves when it is touched. So, when we try to touch a mimosa, it automatically folds itself. So that is its response to the stimuli. Number 3, living things can move and change their places. As we can see here, a cheetah is moving by itself, and actually it can run so fast. For the next example, seagulls use their wings for flying. It can fly and go to other places and live there. For the next example, a Venus flytrap closes its leaves. So a Venus flytrap closes its leaves when there is a fly or an insect that goes inside of it. But unlike animals and humans, a flytrap and all plants cannot go from place to place. Though they can bend, they cannot actually walk or run. Number 4. Living things have to get rid of waste. Living things have to excrete the body waste or remove it from the body in a form of urination, feces, and sweat. So here is the example. A dog lets go of waste. The dog is pooping. And another one, a plant breathes by transpiration. So this is how transpiration works. The plant lets go of oxygen and inhales carbon dioxide, and then it feeds through photosynthesis. Number 5, living things breathe and grow. So this is the process of how the plant grows, from being a seed into being a sapling, and then being a small plant, and then being a big plant, and then having flowers, and then having fruits, and then the fruit has seeds, and the seeds will go back to soil, have another sapling, and the cycle begins again and again. Next one, how does an animal grow? We have here an example of a chicken. Here there is a chick that becomes a hen and then has its own egg, and the egg becomes a chick, and the cycle goes on and on. Science fact, naturally, all living things will grow, get old, and die. So, humans, animals, and plants will pass away at some time in their life. So that is the common thing about all the living things, is that we will all die. Sickness, injuries, not enough air, food, and water may also be the causes of death of all living things. So if we don't have enough air, if we don't eat enough food, if we don't drink enough water, we may have a sick, or worse, we may die. So we are going to have an activity. We're going to color the pictures of the living things. We have here the first example. It's a bag. Do you think a bag is a living thing? If it is, you're going to color it. But if not, you're gonna leave it blank. So in this case, a bag is very good. It's not a living thing, so we will not color it. Number 2, a teddy bear. Do you think a teddy bear is a living thing? Very good. No, it isn't. So we will not color it. Next one, for the number 3, we have a flower. Do you think a flower is a living thing? Very good. Yes, it is. So we will color it. And remember, color it beautifully. For the next one, we have a fish. Do you think a fish is a living thing? Very good, because yes, it is. It's a living thing. So we should color it. And next, we have a cat. Do you think a cat is a living thing? Very good. Yes, it is. So we will color it. And then we have another one, a pair of shoes. Do you think a pair of shoes is a living thing or no? If it can walk, if it can move by itself, it is a living thing. But if no, it isn't. So the answer is very good. It's a no-no. A pair of shoes is not a living thing. What about a turtle? Do you think a turtle is a living thing? Alright, a turtle is a living thing, so we should color it. What about a mug? Do you think a mug is a living thing? Very good. Of course not. It isn't a living thing, so we're not going to color it. What about this one? Do you think a ball is a living thing? Good job! It is not a living thing. So for the next activity, we're going to check on the living things and cross on the non-living things. Okay, so we have the first example, a cat. Do you think a cat is a living thing? Yes, it is. So we will check it. Cat is a living thing. Number 2, a mug. Do you think a mug is a living thing? Very good. No, it isn't. It's not a living thing, so we will cross it. Number 3. We have a bicycle. Do you think a bicycle is a living thing? If yes, you're going to check it, and if no, we're going to cross it. So here, it is not a living thing, so we will cross it. Next one, we have a mosquito. Do you think a mosquito is a living thing or not? Very good. A mosquito is a living thing because it can fly. Next one, what about a butterfly? Do you think a butterfly is a living thing? Yes, it is. Very good. It is a living thing because, like mosquitoes, it can fly too. What about a teddy bear? Do you think a teddy bear is a living thing? Very good. No, it isn't. So we are going to cross it out. So that is all for today. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this class, and goodbye and God bless. Happy learning, kids!